When you start, first thing you need to do is go up and click on the assignment details. You'll see a pop-up box and it tells you what you need to do to earn a high grade in the Unit 2 discussion forum. Now, I kind of identified what you should focus on. Look at number 1. We're talking about the primary response. It should be between 200 and 250 words. It's also due by Thursday at 11:59. You also have 2 peer responses to make. They are due by Saturday at 11:59. Now we know how many words to write. Next, when we look at the directions, you're going to see a blue hyperlink. You need to download that file. It will be an Excel spreadsheet. One student messaged me right before class and told me they could not download that file. So I sent that person a copy of the file through Messenger. So that's the first thing you want to make sure you can do. I've never had a problem downloading it, but if you do, please let me know, and I'll be more than happy to send you a copy. The next thing, this is part of the primary response. Look at number 3. For this assignment, address 2 points. Number 1, discuss at least 3 advantages of the formatted spreadsheet. Number 2, be specific in the tools or features used to format the data to look more professional. Moving into your responses to your peers. Each response must be between 50 to 100 words. And what kind of response should you make? You're recommended to state what the differences or similarities you see between your posting and other classmates' postings. Another thing you please keep in mind is this similarity score. It will be located in the bottom right corner of your text box. So when you're typing your response in, you should see the similarity score. You should also see the word count. Remember, for your word count, for your primary response, it should be between 200 to 250. If
Yep.
you're yeah, okay. If you're typing a response to your peers, it should be between 50 to 100. Now, this is quite often that you do get some type of percent for similarity score. The time you have to worry is if it's 30 or above. If it's 30 or above, I have to report your work to our academic review board. They'll review your work. If they find that it's plagiarized, I'll have to give you a 0 for the discussion forum, hide your discussion post, and the academic review board will submit a document into your permanent records. So please do not go high. Do not go anywhere near 30%. Now, when you download this file and you open it, it will probably open on the Unit 1 format. You'll probably see this top part initially. But what you need to do is make sure you make the Unit 1 start spreadsheet your current one. And you look at this. You compare what you see in the Unit 1 start to the Unit 1 formatted. I made a screen capture of the Unit 1 start because I want to be able to compare the start to the formatted. Once I compare that, I need to identify let's go back for a second. We need to be specific in the tools or features used to format the data. So if I'm on the Unit 1 formatted spreadsheet, imagine I click on this title. I have to identify the tools that were used to create that. And if you click on that, look up at your ribbon. I'm going to move this toolbar down. Look at your ribbon. The ones that are pressed in, it tells you what tools were used. So if I say I'm going to identify the tools used for customer information, I would identify 3 tools: the center, the bottom line, and the merge and center. All I have to do is put my mouse up on a ribbon and it will tell me what tools were created to do the formatting for customer information. I continue to compare the formatted spreadsheet to the start spreadsheet. Here's another one. It says new. What was used to create that new? If I look, I can see that it was this yellow fill. So just go across, click on these different ones, figure out what tools were used to create that. As you come across, you're going to see the tools. Sometimes you might have to go in here, for example, if I right click on this and I go to format cells, I can see what they did. I can see they centered it, they bottomed it, they angled it, and they wrapped the text. So you're encouraged to get into Excel, explore, and figure out what was used to create this. Remember, you're going to use 3 tools. We don't want a laundry list. We just want some. And let's look at the rubric. The first one. Did they give at least 3 advantages of formatting? For each advantage, you will earn 8 points. And if you get all 3 advantages, you'll earn 1 bonus point. The next item, did they provide specific examples related to the provided spreadsheet? We may have to make sure we are specific in the tools or features used. So name the item you're looking at and identify the tools that were used to create that. Please be specific and please identify all tools that were used to do that. You will earn 8 points per example, and if you get all of them, you'll earn 1 bonus point. The next item, did they complete 2 substantial reply posts? Each peer response must be at least 50 to 100 words. For each peer response, you earn 5 points. The next item, in the information, was the information logically? Can I tell that you were using the spreadsheet when you responded? The next one, is the information presented logically? Is it relevant to the spreadsheet? Next, are there any grammar, spelling, or punctuation errors? And here's the big one. We're going to move this toolbar up. The OV score. I have to enter that for each discussion forum. Your primary response. That's where I'm going to come up with the OV score. I'm going to look at your primary response and type it there. Remember, it must be less than 30. So please don't make me have to report it to the academic review. You know where it is. I also showed you this part. How can you check your originality? I provided the steps and I showed you on this simple GIF. So if you can do that, keep it down. so I don't have to report you. If I don't report you, then my supervisor goes in and looks at every peer initial response. If one of them is over 30, she'll ask me why I didn't report it, and she in turn will report it. So please don't plagiarize. Be original. And now you have the rubric. We're going to do the primary response is going to be between 2 to 250 words. The peer response is going to be between 50 to 100. And if you submit your work late, remember the primary response is due on Thursday. The peer response is due on Saturday. If you submit your work late, then I have to deduct late points. I have to deduct 10 points. So things are changing from Unit 1 to Unit 2. Going forth through the other discussion forums, we will be following this approach. We gave you a little bit of a break in Unit 1, and now the break's over, and now you have to excel. If you ever have any problems or any questions, please reach out to me. You should see my phone number in more than one